You were a broke shut-in who could not even afford instant noodles. Yet the school beauty gave you a huge 36-gram gold ring every day, every morning, in front of the entire school. She would even confess her love to you before the teachers and students. But instead, you publicly humiliated her, calling her the biggest simp in the world. Then, without hesitation, you threw the gold ring into the water. Because after being reborn, you knew all too well the pain the school beauty had caused you. In your past life, you used every trick you knew to pursue Ruyan, the school beauty. You even went to great lengths to get her the WeChat contact of the boy she liked. Yet Ruyan posted your chat history online. From then on, your life was filled with insults. You fell into severe depression, and eventually, unable to bear it any longer, took your own life. Who would have thought fate would give you another chance? Just then, a harsh ringtone interrupted your thoughts. The moment you answered, an angry voice started berating you. Yunmo, why has that boy not accepted my friend request? Are you lying to me? A cold smile touched your lips. This was when the online harassment began in your past life. Simply because that boy could play guitar. Ruyan developed feelings for him. For 3 years, you had given Ruyan everything, yet she had never even looked at you properly. How could a woman like that deserve your sincere heart? With that thought, you ignored Ruyan's abuse, blocked her everywhere, and put away your phone. Meanwhile, Ruyan stared at her phone, frozen in place. Did he just block me? He is just an errand boy at my beck and call. Furious, Ruyan hurled her phone away. Yunmo, I will make you regret this. The next morning, you came downstairs and saw breakfast waiting on the table, remembering how, in your past life, your rebelliousness had dragged your parents down. Your heartache. This life, you would study hard and repay them. Lost in thought, you soon reached the school gates. When you turned, Ruyan was there too. Realizing you were there, Ruyan looked your way. You merely gave her a cold glance, then walked straight into school without a word. Watching your decisive retreating figure, Ruyan's face darkened like a thundercloud. Impossible. He had chased her for 3 whole years. How could he lose interest just like that? Was he playing hard to get? At that thought, Ruyan's expression brightened. Before she could think it through, her best friend Suwan interrupted from behind. Yunmo really did seem different. Whenever he saw you before, did he not always run over to fuss over you? Ruyan's gaze hardened. We just had a fight last night. He will come begging me to forgive him soon enough. Your care over the past 3 years had convinced Ruyan that she knew you inside out. Naturally, she was confident. Suwan found that strange, but only gave Ruyan a lukewarm smile. Meanwhile, in the classroom, the moment you entered, your best friend Belated came over. Yunmo, why are you like a different person this morning? Did you fight with your dream girl? You answered, speechless. What dream girl? She was only a dream. Belated wore an expression that said he understood. So they really did fight. He did not believe you could let Ruyan go. Just then, class monitor Mikai walked over carrying homework books. Are you two turning in your homework or not? If not, I might as well do it for you. Belated quickly chimed in. Our class monitor is so kind. How about you? Belated never got to finish. Mikai silenced him with a frosty glare. Then she turned her resentful gaze on you. Looking at Mikai, a flicker of memory crossed your eyes. You had grown up together as childhood friends. But back then, you always thought Mikai had an odd temper and targeted you for no reason. Perhaps it was just adolescence. I only wanted to tease you, but you let her push you around all day. Do not throw your whole life away over one girl. Mikai's words pulled you back to reality. Her half-joking words moved you. So someone truly did care about you. Yet in your past life, you had ignored these friends, thinking that you spoke seriously to Mikai. I have given up on Ruyan. I will have nothing to do with her again. Mikai froze on the spot. Had she heard him wrong? Devoted simp Yunmo was retiring from romance and locking away his heart for good. What kind of absurd plot was this? Seeing Kai's shock, you only smiled faintly. I was blinded by infatuation. 3 years of ups and downs showed me my flaws and Ruyan's true colors. So, do not mention such trivial matters to me again. As you spoke so confidently, a flash of envy crossed Beiking's eyes. Across from you, Mikai broke into a happy smile. Then let us pinky swear, okay? Mikai leaned forward and slowly came to your side. Her innocent eyes held a hint of anticipation. You smiled at her soft, smooth cheeks. Sure, you pinky swore with Mikai. Once it was done, Mikai's smile grew wider. I believe you will meet someone who cherishes you as much as you cherish them. You smiled faintly. I hope you are right. Soon, it was lunchtime. You, Belated, and Mikai headed to the cafeteria together. Before long, you were seated at a table. Ruyan was also in the cafeteria, but she seemed at a loss. You used to get her food and save her a seat. She only had to sit and wait. Now she had to do it herself. Looking at the few dishes left, Ruyan's face turned grim. Ruyan, hurry up, Suwan urged from beside her. Of course, she knew what Ruyan was thinking. But what could they do now? She used to benefit by staying close to Ruyan. The thought made her resentful. Ruyan's sense of loss was surely even worse. Still, Seeing Liu Ruyan so flustered was oddly satisfying. Liu Ruyan was always so high and mighty, never giving others a second glance. After hesitating for a while, they finally got their food. As soon as she sat down, Su Wan spotted you nearby. A sudden, inexplicable anger rose inside her. That guy was eating so happily. What a heartless jerk. Beside her, Liu Ruyan's face grew uglier by the second, but she said nothing more. She felt terribly wronged. How could he treat her like this? Was it really because of last night? She had only asked him to get a boy's phone number. It was not as if he had even gotten it. Even now, Liu Ruyan did not realize how cruel her words had been. Meanwhile, Beiking and Mikai noticed Liu Ruyan watching. They looked at you with complicated expressions, as though you were about to take your food over and feed it to Liu Ruyan. You smiled helplessly. Do not worry about me, buddy. I am terrifyingly strong now. Beiking immediately sighed in relief. The old Yunmo was finally back. As long as he stopped throwing everything he had at one girl like before, his good looks would win him plenty of romance. But Mikai's gaze at you was unusual. Had brother Yunmo truly given up? He had never invited her to eat before, afraid people would discover they were childhood friends. Yet she remembered how classmates had insulted you, while Liu Ruyan had never defended you once. Mikai had finally found the courage to comfort you, only to receive your cold reply. Stay away from me at school from now on. I do not want people getting the wrong idea. Mikai wrestled with these thoughts, but you noticed nothing unusual. Oh, Mikai, you are such a good student. You will have to tutor me. You looked up at Mikai earnestly. Mikai was surprised. Was he finally going to study seriously? Was her brother Yunmo really going to better himself? Then she would do everything she could to help him. Determination filled Mikai's eyes. She looked up at you earnestly. Okay. Seeing how adorable she looked, you could not help walking over and ruffling her hair. Such a good girl. You just wanted to hold her close and squeeze her. Mikai froze for a moment, then a blush spread across her face. Her eyes stared blankly at you, a head taller than her. You finally came back? You are the brother Yunmo I know. At that thought, her eyes reddened involuntarily. Why are your eyes red? You looked at the girl before you, your eyes full of concern. They are not. I just have not felt this way in a long time. I thought I would never feel it again. Mikai said, her eyes still red. I was wrong before. Yunmo, swear this, for the rest of my life. As long as I have a bite to eat, Mikai will have to sips of broth. Mikai burst out laughing. Brother Yunmo, you are awful. I do not want soup. The three of you finished lunch amid laughter and chatter. At Beiking's suggestion, you decided to have hot pot together that evening. Only then did you reluctantly leave the cafeteria. In the blink of an eye, school was out. The moment you left the classroom, a graceful figure blocked your path. You immediately grew suspicious. Why was she looking for you again? She was impossible to shake. Had you not made yourself clear before? Or had she grown used to your chasing after her and could not adjust to its sudden end? Your gaze turned icy. What is it? You looked at her and spoke in a harsh tone. Yunmo, can we talk properly? Liu Ruyan tightly clenched the hem of her clothes. There was a trace of sorrow in her eyes. I really did hurt you before, but I still hope we can remain friends. Seeing Liu Ruyan's earnest expression, you could not help feeling surprised. She really did seem different from before, but you could not be sure she was not trying some new trick. Either way, it was too late for this now. You and I are not friends. We do not know each other at all. You stared at her and snapped without mercy. I never thought even someone as arrogant as he would end up like this. You must have looked down on me back then. Now I feel exactly the same about you. Liu Ruyan's face went pale. Do you have to humiliate me to be happy? Did my rejection hurt your pride? We can start by being friends. If things work out, I will consider saying yes to you. After saying that, she inexplicably lowered her head. Inside, you laughed at the sight. That is all it took to break you? The old you would have been thrilled. You might even have picked her up and spun her around. But now, all you felt was endless disgust. Yet Liu Ruyan still had no idea. Seeing the curve of your lips, she immediately relaxed. So, he was playing hard to get. A few casual words, and she had him wrapped around her finger. And he had actually tried to act all high and mighty. Just wait until he changes his mind. I will show him. Brother Yunmo, I want to eat at that Japanese restaurant I told you about. Let us go now. Liu Ruyan looked at you expectantly. Your expression darkened further. The way you are acting is truly repulsive. You have no right to expect everyone to revolve around you. So know your place. Do not think you are so special. That is all I have to say. Do not come looking for me again. With that, you turned to Mikai and Beiking behind you. Let us go. There will be no tables left for hot pots soon. Before anyone could react, you took Mikai's hand and led her outside. Beiking followed close behind. Liu Ruyan, left behind, turned livid. Impossible. She had already humbled herself this much. Why would he still not turn back? Meanwhile, at the hot pot restaurant, Beiking looked at you teasingly. Why bring us to your family's restaurant? You really know how to save money. Why let someone else make the profit? You explained to Beiking, somewhat speechless. Your family actually owned many businesses like this. In your past life, if your love life had not fallen apart, leaving your parents distracted and devastated every day. Your family would not have gone bankrupt. That was the real reason. I have been here before. The food really is great. Mikai interrupted your thoughts. We have to eat somewhere anyway. We might as well eat at Brother Yunmo's place. Beiking gave a mischievous smile. Alright, your brother Yunmo knows he is yours. Mikai's cheeks instantly flushed. She cautiously glanced up at you. Seeing that you had not read into it, she sighed in relief. She had liked you for a very long time, but she had never told anyone. She feared that if you knew, you could not even remain friends. Rather than risk that, she would rather stay by your side as your gentle little sister. Before Mikai could think any further, Beiking's miserable cry interrupted her. I cannot take it anymore. I need to use the restroom. You two enjoy your meal. You said nothing as Beiking left the private room. You simply took out your phone. Mikai felt a little awkward. That Beiking, honestly. Why would he say Brother Yunmo was mine? How am I supposed to face Yunmo now? Mikai lowered her head. A faint blush spread over her face. After some time, Beiking finally returned carrying drinks, but his expression was unpleasant. You looked at him in confusion. What is wrong? You only went to the restroom. Why do you look like that? Beiking looked as if he wanted to say something, but could not. Guess who I saw? Seeing the two of you stare at him wordlessly, Beiking continued. I will just tell you. I saw Liu Ruyan and Su Wanwan. You looked utterly unconcerned. What does that have to do with me? Whether they came on purpose or not, what difference does it make? A mocking smile returned to your face. This is too much of a coincidence. Beiking scratched his head awkwardly. He could not shake the feeling that those two were up to no good. But there was someone else with them. Fang Yuan, from our school. They are actually eating together. Beiking added. Who would have thought? That guy still has not given up. He used to fear your family's influence, so he did not dare get close to Liu Ruyan. But now he is having dinner with Liu Ruyan and the others, and even came to this restaurant. How could that not be deliberate? The more Beiking spoke, the more suspicious it seemed. It seemed that Guy had come to provoke you. Who at school did not know about you and Fang Yuan? It was quite a spectacle, two men clashing over a girl. But now that you had given up on Liu Ruyan, and the whole school knew about it, Fang Yuan had moved in again. Who knew he was such a hopeless romantic? Thinking this, Beiking cautiously glanced at you. When you showed no sign of impulsiveness, he sighed in relief. Mikai was thinking the same thing. She had seen the way you once fell for Liu Ruyan with her own eyes. You cannot truly stop loving someone overnight. Disappointment can come in an instant, and so can falling in love. But letting go completely takes time. Could you stop looking at me like that? I always keep my word. Seeing them so tense, you smiled helplessly. Eat your hot pot. If you wait any longer, it will be overcooked. Only then did the two of them pick up their chopsticks again. The three of you resumed your leisurely conversation. Meanwhile, in the main dining area, Fang Yuan was eagerly placing food on Liu Ruyan's plate. Su Wanwan, seated across from them, was all smiles. Though Fang Yuan's family was not as powerful as Yunmo's, he was still from a wealthy family by school standards. If those two really got together, she could benefit from it too. But Fang Yuan was grinning so broadly that his face was all wrinkles. Su Wanwan found the sight painful to watch. At the same time, she was confused. Why did Liu Ruyan insist on coming to Yunmo's hot pot restaurant? Was she upset over being rejected? Had she come specifically to show Yunmo, even if you do not want me, there are still other guys who like me? What kind of melodramatic nonsense was this? Liu Ruyan thought far too highly of herself. It was unbelievable. She clearly felt nothing for Fang Yuan, yet she forced a smile and came here for dinner. What a hypocrite. At that thought, Su Wanwan's gaze darkened. She could not even eat the food in her bowl. Across from her, Liu Ruyan felt equally helpless. Fang Yuan's leering expression made her want to vomit. Seeing him keep putting food on her plate, she looked at him and forced herself to stay calm. Sorry, I am not feeling well. I need to use the restroom. With that, Liu Ruyan rose and headed toward the back. As fate would have it, you had just stepped out of the restroom. The two of you ran straight into each other. Liu Ruyan was thrilled. She had not expected to actually find you here. It seemed the two of you were meant to meet. She hurriedly looked up, forcing a smile. She waited eagerly for you to speak first, but the next second, you walked right past her. Liu Ruyan froze where she stood. Once she recovered, she shouted after you. Yunmo, stop right there. You merely sneered and kept walking. Liu Ruyan immediately panicked. Unable to hold herself back, she rushed in front of you and blocked your path. Did you not hear me tell you to stop? How can you treat me like this? Liu Ruyan looked at you with wounded eyes. Tell me, are we even close? Who the hell do you think you are? You tell me to stop, and I am supposed to stop. Can you put away that pathetic act? It makes me sick to look at you. You mocked her without mercy. Yunmo, can I not apologize to you? Seeing you so cold, it really hurts. Liu Ruyan spoke through her tears. The sight of her made you shudder. This woman's shamelessness was terrifying. You had said so many harsh things before, yet she could still endure them, and her constant sobbing was truly irritating. You said nothing else to her. You turned and walked back to the private room without looking back, as though something revolting were behind you. Then, as if remembering something. You suddenly turned back to Ruyan. I advise you to turn back before it is too late. Then you continued toward the private room. Behind you, Ruyan still refused to give up. Yunmo, you can only be mine. If you will not chase me or pursue me, then I will chase you. Ruyan's eyes were filled with madness. Then Fang Yuan suddenly emerged from a corner. Ruyan, so this is where you are. I was worried when I could not find you. Ruyan was startled by Fang Yuan's sudden appearance. Then she spoke to him, pretending to be calm. Did you hear what Yunmo and I just said? Fang Yuan frowned. What are you talking about? I only saw you standing here when I arrived. Did Yunmo bully you? But despite what he said, Fang Yuan's desire was already churning. He had heard every word of your conversation. He had not expected this woman to have such a different side. No wonder she was the campus beauty. Was she not tired of keeping up this act? At that thought, a cruel glint flashed in his eyes. No, let us go back. Ruyan gave Fang Yuan a thoughtful look. Then she walked ahead. She had no idea how dark Fang Yuan's expression was behind her. The two returned to their table. Thinking of what you had said, Ruyan felt miserable. Fang Yuan, bring out the alcohol. Fang Yuan was delighted. He immediately brought over several cases of beer. The three of them began drinking. 5 hours passed like that. Fang Yuan, do you think I am pretty? Ruyan looked at Fang Yuan. Her face flushed. You are beautiful. The moment I first saw you, Ruyan, I thought you were beautiful. Fang Yuan looked at Ruyan earnestly. Then why does Yunmo not like me? I only wanted to test him. And he actually got angry. As she spoke, Ruyan looked even more aggrieved. Beside her, Su Wanwan stared at Ruyan in astonishment. It was her first time seeing Ruyan drunk. Ruyan had never drunk alcohol before. She had always made excuses to avoid it. Yet now, she had gotten drunk over you. It seemed Ruyan had only been pretending before. You still held a place in her heart. Still, Su Wanwan thought Ruyan was being overly dramatic. Love that comes too late is worth less than dirt. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan watched the drunken Ruyan. A look of triumph flashed in his eyes. Then he continued pouring her drinks. Fang Yuan, Ruyan cannot drink anymore. Su Wanwan looked at Ruyan with concern. Leave me alone. I will not go home until I am drunk. Let me get drunk for once. Ruyan raised her glass and drained it. Meanwhile, having just finished dinner, you saw Ruyan's condition too, but you only gave her a cold glance. Then you strode out of the restaurant. The others with you left as well. Seeing this, Ruyan drank even more fiercely. Before long, her stomach churned violently. She ran outside without looking back. It was nearly midnight. People crowded the streets outside. Disappointment flashed in Ruyan's eyes. She rushed to a tree and began vomiting. Su Wanwan and Fang Yuan hurried after her. Fang Yuan felt nothing at Ruyan's condition. He was even a little pleased. If you had not given her up, how would he have gotten an opportunity like this? With that thought, Fang Yuan hailed a taxi. Come on, I will take you home. Before long, Fang Yuan dropped Su Wanwan off. As for Ruyan, he already had plans for her. Back in the car, Fang Yuan's lips curved upward. He reached out and stroked Ruyan's smooth cheek. Her skin felt incredible. For some reason, a sinister smile crossed Fang Yuan's face. The car soon arrived at a residential complex. He had coveted Ruyan for a long time. Now, he would finally get what he wanted. He was taking her to another one of his family's homes. No one lived there, so no one would disturb him. Soon, the two arrived at the villa. Ruyan groggily opened her eyes. Where is this? Are we home? I feel awful. Ruyan's little face was rosy with drink. She looked very alluring. Fang Yuan swallowed hard. This woman was bewitching. Even drunk, she was impossible to resist. At that thought, he could barely restrain himself. He lunged at Ruyan impatiently. Yunmo, you are awful. That tickles. Ruyan murmured groggily. Why will you not forgive me? I was even willing to be your girlfriend. Feeling Ruyan move beneath him, Fang Yuan eagerly responded. Good girl, baby. Let me kiss you. Overpowered by Fang Yuan, Ruyan fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, Ruyan slowly opened her eyes. My head hurts. No, my body hurts too. Suspicious, she looked at Fang Yuan lying beside her. Then she looked down at herself. Tears welled from her eyes almost instantly. Damn it, she had been violated like this. How could Su Wanwan not take her home? Thinking of that, Ruyan cried even harder. She woke Fang Yuan from his sleep. Seeing her tear-streaked face, he felt a brief pang of sympathy. After all, she was his woman now. You bastard. Why did you do this to me? Ruyan's eyes were full of hatred. Stop crying. I will treat you well from now on. Forget about Yunmo. You are my woman now. I will treat you well. Just be good and do as you are told. As he spoke, Fang Yuan raised a hand to wipe her tears. Get out. Who the hell do you think you are? You think you can make me give up Yunmo? Never. Though Ruyan's tears flowed harder, her words still carried the same proud, domineering air. Watching her behave like this, Fang Yuan lost his patience. Let me tell you something. Even if you do not give up on Yunmo, he will never like you. He did not want you even when you were untouched, much less now that you are no longer untouched. With that, Fang Yuan used his leering hand to pinch Liu Ryan's chin. Men are possessive by nature. Now that she was his woman, he would naturally not let anyone else touch her. Besides, he was very satisfied with Liu Ryan's scent. I do not care. I am reporting you to the police. Liu Ryan slapped Fang Yuan across the face. Fine, go report me then. Let everyone know what happened between us. Then see how they look at you. At those words, Liu Ryan's one straight body immediately collapsed onto the bed. She hated him so much, but she was powerless. Could the rich really do whatever they wanted? No, no one could ever find out about this. I will have my revenge. With that thought, she regained her usual composure. She got up and walked into the bathroom. Only then did Fang Yuan breathe a sigh of relief. He had truly feared Liu Ryan would report him. He did not want this to become a public scandal, but this outcome was exactly what he wanted. From now on, he could possess Liu Ryan without restraint. An hour later, Liu Ryan finally gathered her things and left. Fang Yuan smiled at the bloodstain on the bed. Then he took out his phone and transferred Liu Ryan 5,000 yuan. Sitting in the car, Liu Ryan's eyes brimmed with hatred. She immediately called Fang Yuan. Why are you humiliating me with money? Fang Yuan paused before speaking. You are my woman now. Of course I should treat you better. From now on, buy whatever you want. As he spoke, Fang Yuan transferred her another 5,000 yuan. He had long known Liu Ryan came from a poor family, and now she was his. He could not mistreat such a beauty. In the car, Liu Ryan's hatred deepened. Suppressing her revulsion, she accepted the money. Meanwhile, you knew nothing of this in the classroom. The moment class ended, you rushed over to Mikai to work through practice problems. Seeing how humbly you asked for help, Mikai felt deeply relieved. Her brother Yuan had finally gotten back on track. The college entrance exam was only months away. Could he catch up in time? But sitting beside Mikai, you had very different thoughts. Wow, Mikai's hair smells so good. Her cheeks look so soft. I really want to rush over and kiss her. At that thought, a mischievous grin spread across your face. It made Mikai's cheeks grow warm. Yunmo, what are you thinking about? Focus on your work. Hearing the girl scold you, you felt warmth flood your heart. The sun was warm, but not harsh, and the breeze was just right. If only this life could last forever. And so, the days passed. In the blink of an eye, more than a month had passed. You had improved greatly during that time. Your grades in several subjects had risen dramatically. One day, after their usual tutoring session, Mikai looked at you with a proud smile. Brother Yunmo, I knew you could do it. You patted Mikai's little head. It is all because of you. Without you, I could not have done this well. She had worked so hard these past weeks, but Mikai shook her head. It was not hard. Tutoring you helps me reinforce what I have learned too. Brother Yunmo. Just then, Beiking eagerly leaned over. What about me, Mikai? Why are you not praising me? Beiking had also improved greatly over the past month. He had benefited from studying with you. Hearing that, Mikai tilted her head. She looked at you with eyes full of admiration. Brother Yunmo is still the best. Beiking did not know whether to laugh or cry. Look how biased you are. I will let it slide. Dinner is on me tonight. Let us go relax together. Mikai immediately agreed with an excited shout. At the front of the classroom, Liu Ryan sat lost in thought. Looking at her average grades, she felt bitter inside. But you had no time for such trivial matters. Before long, the group reached the snack street. The lively surroundings made you relax. Then you smiled at Beiking. You sure know how to treat your friends. You brought us here for good food. Since when did you know me so well? Beiking looked a little embarrassed. Before he could speak, Mikai interrupted. I remember we often played here as kids. We would stand by the road and watch other people eat. Our families always said street food was unsanitary, and we actually believed them. As she said this, Mikai looked up at you nostalgically. Later, we saw other people eat it without any trouble, so we secretly tried it once. You felt nostalgic too. We were young then, but things are different now. Come on, let us raise a toast to our lost childhood. The three somehow produced drinks, using them in place of alcohol. They raised their drinks. Cheers. Just then, a voice sounded behind the three of you. The three froze. They turned to see their math teacher walking toward them. The teacher's face held a trace of disbelief. These students were completely out of control. They were having barbecue and beer here like adults. Good thing I caught them this time. You were speechless. Beiking had picked a fine place. All right. Maybe he had done it on purpose. Great. The old-fashioned math teacher had seen them. By tomorrow, the whole school would probably know. Mikai looked embarrassed too. She was only flustered. The math teacher stared at Mikai with wide eyes. You are having barbecue and beer here with two boys, and you call yourself a young lady. You have no sense of personal safety at all. Then the teacher looked at you and Beiking. Why do you two look so familiar? He frowned, stepped closer, and stared at you. After thinking for a moment, he recognized you. The next instant, his tone turned stern. Yunmo, your grades are passable, but Beiking ranks at the bottom of the class. Yet he dares lead good students astray. Beiking wanted to cry but had no tears. Teacher, We were not drinking alcohol. If you do not believe us, taste it. It is just ordinary fruit juice. But teacher Jinlin looked deeply disappointed. Beiking, I thought you only struggled with your studies. I never thought you would try to bribe me to. Seeing this, you hurried forward to explain. Teacher Jin, you have really misunderstood. No matter when, we always remember your teachings. Our grades improved this time, so we agreed to come out for some barbecue. But we have never touched alcohol. Teacher Jin looked at you. That sounds nice, but is it really just juice? At that moment, Mikai stepped forward and faced teacher Jin. You can smell it. This really is not alcohol. Jinlin brought his nose closer and sniffed. Only then did he realize the truth. The students had been telling the truth. He raised his head and stared at them. This time, I misunderstood you. I owe you all an apology. And just like that, the misunderstanding was cleared up. They wandered around for a long while before finally heading home. The next morning, as soon as you reached the school gate, you saw Liu Ruyan talking with Fang Yuan. Liu Ruyan looked upset. Fang Yuan, however, wore a smug smile. You had no intention of getting involved. You merely glanced at them before turning and walking into the school. But Liu Ruyan quickly called after you. You turned and looked at her coldly. What is it? Liu Ruyan hurriedly spoke up. Fang Yuan has been pestering me lately. Please do not misunderstand. There is nothing between us. You let out a cold laugh. What does that have to do with me? You left her with those icy words and turned to leave. As they say, the person involved is blinded, while an outsider sees clearly. Now, you were an outsider looking back at your former self. How could you possibly act the way you once did? Seeing you about to leave, Liu Ruyan hurried forward to stop you. I want to invite you to a movie. Before you could react, a movie ticket had been shoved into your hand, along with the sight of her hurriedly running away. Speechless, you rubbed your forehead. Liu Ruyan had really outdone herself this time. She had actually resorted to forcing a movie ticket into your hand. Did she really think you would go? At that thought, you threw the ticket away without hesitation. Then you wiped the hand Liu Ruyan had touched with a tissue. Only then did you leisurely continue into the school. Before long, you spotted a familiar figure. The figure came running toward you. Brother Yunmo. You immediately broke into a smile. Your attitude was completely different from how you had treated Liu Ruyan. What are you doing standing here? Mikai blinked at you curiously. Nothing. I just threw away some trash. As you spoke, you reached out and patted Mikai's head. Mikai pouted unhappily. You are messing up my perfectly styled hair. The two of you playfully made your way into the classroom. After you left, a figure emerged from beside the wall. The sleazy figure crept over to the trash can. Then he picked up the movie ticket. Only then did he smugly walk out of the school. Meanwhile, inside the classroom, Liu Ruyan stared fixedly at you the moment you entered. There was a hint of jealousy in her eyes. You ignored her. You walked straight over to Mikai. Watching you too, Beiking could not resist muttering under his breath. One sharp look from you silenced him. Beiking quickly smiled apologetically. Tomorrow is Friday. Got any plans? We have been studying this whole time, and it is rare to get a chance to relax. You wanted to go out and have some fun. You thought that made sense. Then you asked Beiking, what do you suggest? Mikai immediately perked up at that. She wanted to hear what you were discussing. You tapped her forehead. Have you been eavesdropping this whole time? Liu Ruyan happened to see the tenderness in your eyes. She ground her teeth in rage. That little vixen, Mikai. How dare she seduce my Yunmo? At that thought, Liu Ruyan clenched her fist again. Su Wan soon noticed her strange behavior. What are you thinking about? Ever since your falling out with Yunmo, you have been acting stranger by the day. But Liu Ruyan offered no explanation. She merely looked at Su Wan with a serious expression. Do you know what their relationship is? She felt there was more to it than that. Su Wan slowly replied. Mikai and Yunmo grew up together as childhood friends. Back then, because Yunmo liked you, he was afraid Mikai would misunderstand. That was why he stopped Mikai from talking about it. But now that you two have fallen out, they naturally returned to their old childhood friendship. Su Wan watched Liu Ruyan's expression as she spoke. When Liu Ruyan's face darkened, she stopped. Su Wan quickly tried to comfort her. Who does not have a few childhood friends? Do not take it to heart. Maybe there really is nothing between them. Liu Ruyan's eyes grew darker. So they were childhood sweethearts. Why should she have that? The person she loved had grown up with another girl. It filled her with an overwhelming sense of crisis. She had watched plenty of television. Childhood friends in those shows were always innocent and inseparable. Most of them secretly developed feelings and ended up together. So Mikai must like Yunmo. Otherwise, she would not work so hard to tutor him. Besides, now that she and Yunmo had fallen out, it was the perfect opportunity for Mikai to get close to him. At this thought, Liu Ruyan tightened her grip. No, I have to stop this. I must save our relationship as quickly as possible. Then Mikai's efforts will come to nothing. Fortunately, he accepted the movie ticket for tomorrow. Now I need to plan everything carefully. Meanwhile, after discussing it on the other side, you decisively agreed to visit the amusement park that weekend. It was the perfect place to unwind. The group discussed what time to leave. Only then did everyone leisurely head home. Unexpectedly, the school let everyone out early the next day. They said it was to give everyone extra time to rest. At noon, the three went home to drop off their things. Then they arrived one after another at the agreed meeting place. Since you had insider passes, you had an advantage on every attraction. Bei King's father had invested in this amusement park, so Bei King easily secured the tickets. Hearing the thrilling sounds from inside the park, you could not help murmuring, "We definitely came to the right place." Just watching was already incredibly thrilling. If we could try every attraction, it would be beyond imagination. The group went on one attraction after another. During the process, Bei King was so frightened that he vomited more than once. You and Mikai were both shocked. You never would have imagined that a guy could be afraid of things like this. Finally, after an intense and terrifying trip through the haunted house, their amusement park adventure came to an end. Afterward, the three of you returned to the snack street from before. You stayed there until nearly midnight. Only then did you finally head home, still wanting more. Early the next morning, a noisy ringtone woke you. Yunmo, stop sleeping. It is already 7 o'clock. We are going to the zoo to see the giant pandas. On the other end, Bei King shouted anxiously into the phone. I already told Mikai to. We finally have a break. We cannot waste it like this. Your ears were practically numb from the racket. Does he really have to get so worked up? You had thought something serious had happened so early in the morning, but it was only a trip to the zoo. You really did not want to go. So, you tossed aside your phone and went straight back to sleep. Bei King shouted into the phone for a long time, but heard no response. In the end, he could only hang up helplessly. 15 minutes later, Bei King arrived at your front door. Your father hurried over to ask him. It has only just gotten light. What brings you here so early, Bei King? He was puzzled as he spoke. Even if you are going out to have fun, you do not need to come this early. Bei King politely addressed him as uncle. I am here to see Yunmo. Is he up? Although puzzled, your father did not think much of it. Not yet. Why not go in and check on him? Hearing that you were still asleep, Bei King did not rush. Yunmo and I planned to go to the zoo. That Yunmo slept in and would not answer his phone, so I had no choice but to come in person. I hope you do not mind, uncle. Only then did your father understand. Go ahead, then. I will leave you two alone. With that, Bei King smiled and headed toward your room. Still half asleep, you got up and opened the door at a knock. Bei King stood outside, grinning brightly. Good grief. Bei King, what are you doing here? Seeing your innocent expression, Bei King looked at you reproachfully. I came to take you out. Did I not? Come on, hurry up. The zoo is so much fun. Mikai is still waiting for us. Those giant pandas are major celebrities. I heard they only let people watch them for 3 minutes. Isn't that something? After hearing that, you finally nodded helplessly. Half an hour later, the three of you arrived at the zoo. After waiting in line for a long time, you finally saw the giant pandas. 3 pandas in different poses lay lazily on the ground. Mikai's eyes filled with delight at the sight. They are so adorable. They look so soft and cuddly. I really want to rub those big cheeks. Bei King looked at Mikai with undisguised pride. Exactly. Let me introduce them to you. The one running in front is Ergu. The one in the middle is called Yezi. And the elegant panda at the back is Wahua. Behind him, you look puzzled. Good grief. You really know a lot about these pandas. You wondered if this guy really liked animals that much. Still, you like the pandas too. Mikai's eyes curved with delight. Wahua is so cute. Bei King looked rather pleased. You bet. Wahua is one of the biggest stars here. I like Wahua a lot too. Mikai was puzzled and asked another question. You said one of them is called Ergu. Why does he have such a name? That is so strange. Bei King looked at Mikai with a knowing smile. As for why he is called Ergu, it is because he is such a little rascal. Panda-loving netizens came up with the name online. Before Bei King could finish, Ergu, sitting below, looked toward him and rolled his eyes. You burst out laughing at the sight. Could this panda really be supernatural? He actually knew someone was bad-mouthing him. Mikai's heart melted at once. Ergu is adorable too. You study the 3 giant pandas more carefully. Look how affectionate Wahua and Yezi are. The 2 little ones looked perfectly peaceful together. So even animals could share such pure affection. You spent the entire morning exploring the zoo. By noon, after seeing the giraffes, you finally left the zoo, still wanting more. Meanwhile, the figures stood not far outside the zoo. The moment Ruyan got out of the car, she saw your back. When she realized you were with Mikai and Bei King, her eyes filled with shock. She never imagined she would run into you at the zoo. And Mikai, your childhood sweetheart, seeing you playfully fool around with Mikai, she felt both envious and jealous. Why did fate make her witness this? Fang Yuan watched her with jealousy in his eyes. Then he stared at Ruyan mockingly. Do you lose the ability to walk whenever you see him? Ruyan ignored him and immediately walked toward the zoo entrance. She had not wanted to come in the first place. Fang Yuan had gone to her home and persuaded her parents with money. Although she hated the family she was born into, she was powerless to change her situation. Without her parents, she could not even finish school. So she could only obey them and come with Fang Yuan. Fortunately, you did not see her. Otherwise, she would not have known how to explain herself. Meanwhile, inside a library, Bei Qing's resentful voice rang out. Why did we have to come here to study? We finally got to have some fun. And now it is all ruined. You complained as well. First, Bei Qing woke you up at the crack of dawn. Then Mikai dragged you to the library to study. How much did you owe these two in a past life? Mikai, however, was completely unfazed. Her reasoning was that since you had already gone out to have fun, you might as well study a little and review. You studied until dusk before finally heading home. The moment you entered, you saw your parents sitting upright on the sofa. Both wore curious expressions. Unable to hold back, you asked, Mom, Dad, what is it? Your father spoke up directly. Did you have fun at the zoo today? You were a little surprised by the question. Still, you reluctantly gave your father an honest answer. It was pretty fun. There were lots of animals. Your father showed no reaction. Did any girls go with you? It would be awkward for the boys to look at animals together. Girls probably enjoy this sort of thing more. You immediately understood. Mom had clearly put Dad up to this. Still, you simply answered truthfully. There was a girl, Mikai, the one I grew up with. Your parents exchanged a knowing smile. Their faces brightened with radiant smiles. They had long hoped that you and Mikai would end up together. Seeing how close you were put their minds at ease. Besides, they had recently learned that Mikai was tutoring you. That only confirmed what they already believed. They hoped even more that Mikai would become their daughter-in-law. If the two of you really got together, both families would be delighted. Still, both families were open-minded. They wanted the two young people to let things develop naturally. If it worked out, that would be wonderful. If not, they would not force it. After all, suggesting a match between the two families too soon could make things awkward, and it would not look good if word got around. Just then, your mother suddenly spoke. Invite her over more often when you have time. You quickly picked up the hint. I will invite her over tomorrow. At that moment, all you wanted was to go upstairs and sleep. After spending the day having fun and studying, you were completely exhausted. All right, it is settled then, your mother said with a smile. You returned to your room and fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, you got up, washed, and went to school as usual. You saw Mikai as soon as you reached the school gate. Brother Yunmo. The moment Mikai saw you, she broke into a delighted smile. Then she jogged over to you. Her bright eyes sparkled with joy. You little rascal, what is you so happy this early in the morning? You could not resist reaching out to ruffle her hair. Of course I am happy when I see you, Brother Yunmo. Mikai beamed at you. Her words left you momentarily dazed. Why did your heart suddenly seem to be beating faster? Why did this girl always say such embarrassing things? Little Mikai, do not say things like that. You deliberately put on a stern look and glared at her. Why can I not say it? I am only telling the truth. Mikai looked at you pitifully. Are you blushing? Are you afraid people will misunderstand our relationship? Though she said that aloud, Mikai felt a little disappointed inside. Why would her brother Yunmo say that? Could there be someone else in his heart? Or did he simply not like her at all? The thought left Mikai deeply saddened. Seeing Mikai lower her head, you quickly teased her. How could I be embarrassed? Your brother Yunmo has a very thick skin. A few words from you are not enough to make me blush. How dare you tease me, you little rascal? As you spoke, you ruffled her hair again. Mikai only pouted at you. HMPH. I am not a little kid. Mikai stared at you, her eyes full of defiance. But you ignored her protest. You quickly took her hand and led her into the school. What you failed to notice was that Ruyan was quietly following behind you. Watching the two of you so close, she clenched her fists tightly. Damn it. It is all because of that little vixen. Otherwise, why would Yunmo leave me? Damn you, Mikai. I will teach you a lesson. Several classes passed quickly. As soon as class ended, Mikai got up and went to the restroom. But when she tried to leave, she discovered that she had been locked inside. Ryan, are we really going to be okay after doing this? Outside the door, Su Wan stood beside Liu Ryan, looking frightened. Do not worry, it will be fine. Even if something happens, you will not be involved. At that moment, Liu Ryan had hatred burning in her eyes. Her beautiful face had twisted with rage. Su Wan could barely stand to look at her. She did not know when it had happened. The Liu Ryan she knew had become like this. Was it really because of Yunmo? As her thoughts ran wild, Liu Ryan picked up a basin full of water. Without hesitation, she poured it over the top of the restroom door. Who is it? Mikai suddenly screamed from inside the restroom. Calling out, she rose to open the door. Outside, Su Wan's eyes flew wide at the sight. She never imagined Liu Ryan could be so cruel. This was beyond simply going too far. Even she could not bear to watch. But what could she do now? There was no turning back now. Most importantly, she was an accomplice too. If this came to light, she would not escape either. Let's go. Liu Ryan calmly prompted the stunned Su Wan. Su Wan hesitated for a long while. In the end, she followed Liu Ryan away. It was not until class began that you realized. Why had Mikai not returned yet? Could she have a stomachache? Or had something else held her up? After thinking it over, you decided to wait a little longer. Bei Qing, beside you, noticed something was wrong. Are you feeling unwell? Helplessly, You told him what was going on. But Bei-king was unconcerned after hearing it. What is there to worry about? Maybe a teacher called her to the office. Do not worry so much. After class, I will go look for her with you. What Bei-king said made sense to you. After all, this was school. You must have been overthinking it. The class passed in a haze. You hurriedly rushed downstairs. You checked the office first, but she was not there. Then you went to the field. But there was still no sign of Mikai. With class about to begin again, you could only head back to the classroom. But at the stairwell, you saw Su Wanwan. She looked at you as if she wanted to speak, but could not. Just as you were about to pass her, Su Wanwan called after you. Su Wanwan looked at you with a dark expression. Yunmo, are you looking for Mikai? I know where she is. She had no choice. Su Wanwan was truly worried about Mikai's safety. After all, Ruyan had dumped a whole bucket of water on Mikai. If anything happened to her, it would be a complete disaster. Besides, she knew this was wrong. She had wanted to teach Mikai a lesson, but not in this way. She felt Ruyan had gone too far. You grabbed Su Wanwan's shoulders anxiously. Where is she? I have been looking everywhere. Seeing how anxious you were, Su Wanwan felt even more guilty. She is in the restroom. Go find her and apologize to her for me. The moment you heard that, you sprinted away. Watching you leave, Su Wanwan finally breathed a sigh of relief. At least she would be all right now. When you and Bei-king ran to the restroom, you saw a mop wedged against the door handle. You did not have time to think. You forced the restroom door open. Mikai was crouching in the corner, soaked to the bone. At the sight, your eyes filled with anguish and fury. Who did this? Seeing Mikai in such a miserable state, your eyes brimmed with heartache. When Mikai saw it was you at the door, her eyes lit up. Brother Yunmo, I knew you would find me. With that, she fainted. You quickly scooped Mikai into your arms. Then you ran for the school infirmary. Bei-king hurried after you. His face was full of panic. He could not stop blaming himself. It is all my fault. If I had noticed sooner, maybe Mikai would not be like this. She was locked in there an entire class and soaked from head to toe. I never thought something like this could happen at school. Meanwhile, in the school infirmary, after examining Mikai, the doctor prescribed fever medicine. It is nothing serious. She just has a fever. But this must never happen again. The doctor gave you a stern warning. You nodded. But inside, you were furious. Su Wanwan must know who did this. She asked you to apologize to Mikai for her. She had to be involved. Otherwise, how could she know Mikai was locked in the restroom and tell you to hurry and save her? Your face darkened further. No rush. She cannot run away. For now, the important thing was staying by Mikai's side and caring for her. Mikai did not slowly wake until noon. Seeing you beside her bed, her eyes filled with surprise and gratitude. She had been trapped in that restroom for so long before hearing footsteps. Then you appeared. Your urgent gaze and worried face were etched deeply in her heart. In that instant, her heart settled. Her whole body relaxed, as if you sensed it. You stirred from your drowsiness. How do you feel? You have a fever. Who locked you in the restroom? And who poured water on you? Her pale face made your heart ache even more. But Mikai smiled at your worried expression. Warmth rose in her heart. I knew Brother Yunmo would come save me. He must have been so worried. As for who locked her inside, Mikai was completely certain now. It was Ruyan. But why would she do it? Was it because of Brother Yunmo? Even so, Mikai did not want to tell you. She did not want you entangled with Ruyan again. Nor did she want to hurt you. Because Ruyan had done this. Because she wanted you to. Wasn't that why? With that thought, Mikai slowly looked up at you. Brother Yunmo, I could not see who was outside. I did not hear anyone speak either. Hearing the hurt in Mikai's voice, you gently stroked her head. It is all right. Just focus on getting better. I will protect you. With me here, nothing will happen to you. Then you seemed to recall something. You spoke to Mikai again. Su Wanwan told me where you were. She must be connected to this. I will get to the bottom of it. Mikai was surprised to hear that. She never expected Su Wanwan to warn Brother Yunmo. So Brother Yunmo already knew. There was no need for her to hide anything. Nor did she need to say anything. With that, Mikai finally nodded. Just then, Bei-king called. When you told Bei-king Mikai was awake, he breathed a sigh of relief. Then you handed the phone to Mikai. Mikai, you are finally awake. You have no idea. Yunmo was worried sick. You need to take better care of yourself from now on. Understand? Hearing Bei-king's words, you were actually terrified too. But you could not understand how they dared do such a thing. Were they not afraid of being expelled? Or did they think they had covered their tracks perfectly, that no one could uncover the truth? The more you thought about it, the more absurd it seemed. Just then, from the hospital bed, Mikai looked at you and said softly, "Do not worry, I am fine. Once my infusion is finished, I can go back to class." She already felt much better. Some strength had returned to her body. At last, you were reassured. You headed for the classroom. The moment you arrived, you saw Ruyan. She and Su Wanwan were discussing something. Your eyes filled with disappointment. You used to think Liu Ruyan knew her limits. She could be difficult, but you did not think she was cruel. Now you saw just how vicious she truly was. You walked straight up to Su Wanwan and demanded, Su Wanwan, tell me who locked Mikai in the restroom. Just tell me. We will report this to the teachers. But right now, I want to hear it from you. Liu Ruyan's eyes widened at those words. She never expected her closest friend, Su Wanwan, to betray her. She could accept anyone else telling you, but she could never accept her best friend Su Wanwan being the one to tell you. Why had she betrayed her? Had she not treated Su Wanwan well? The more Liu Ruyan thought about it, the more ridiculous it seemed. First, you abandoned her. Now Su Wanwan had betrayed her too. Why? How had she ever wronged them? What had she done wrong? Why were they treating her this way? Liu Ruyan said nothing. She only stared coldly at Su Wanwan. She wanted to see what else Su Wanwan would say. Su Wanwan immediately panicked. Can you please stop asking? She did not dare look at Liu Ruyan beside her. Of course, she knew Liu Ruyan hated her now. The moment the other students heard this, the classroom erupted. Did Mikai offend someone? And Su Wanwan knows something about it. They are all students. How could someone be this awful? Could she be the one who did it? Hearing the others, Liu Ruyan's face grew uglier and uglier. A flash of panic crossed Su Wanwan's face as well. She thought to herself, how did this happen? I have not said anything yet. How did they suspect Liu Ruyan? It seemed there was no hiding this anymore. They were only suspicions. But her confession was only a matter of time. Su Wanwan was already overwhelmed with regret. If she had known, she would have stopped Liu Ruyan. She would never have let Liu Ruyan do something like this. You heard every word. You glared at Su Wanwan, fury blazing in your eyes. You want me to stop asking? How ridiculous. After doing this, you think you are in the right. But then, Liu Ruyan unexpectedly stepped forward. I did it. I was jealous of her. You used to like me so much, and now you like her instead. Besides, if she had never appeared, you would still be by my side, would you not? Every time I saw you laughing and studying with her, it drove me crazy. I could not just stand by and watch your feelings for each other grow stronger. Yun Mo, I know what I did was wrong, but I did it all for you. As long as you come back to me, I will accept any punishment. Liu Ruyan stared at you with burning eyes. Your eyes widened at her words. You never imagined that a girl who had seemed so kind could do something so terrible to hurt another person. She would hurt others to get what she wanted. You really had been blind before. With that thought, you gave a cold laugh. Love you. Love someone as vicious as you? The students in the classroom never expected Liu Ruyan to become like this. Their once gentle, well-behaved classmate had become so venomous. Every one of them felt chilled and afraid. Some of the boys looked utterly disappointed as they stared at Liu Ruyan in the middle of the room. They had once seen Liu Ruyan as their dream girl. They never thought their idealized crush could one day do something like this. Their image of her shattered instantly. Just then, several teachers pushed open the door. One of them was recording with a phone. Their eyes were full of disappointment. Liu Ruyan, please come with us to the disciplinary office, the head of discipline said, stepping forward. The homeroom teacher beside them could only sigh helplessly. Keeping students from dating too early really was the right call. Luckily, most of the class was not dating. Students at this age were easily impulsive and easily led astray by trivial things, doing things they could never take back. The instant Liu Ruyan heard this, her face went pale. Seeing the anger and disappointment in her homeroom teacher's eyes, her heart clenched painfully. You said nothing. You would not even spare Liu Ruyan another glance. To you, Liu Ruyan had become someone you utterly despised. Liu Ruyan and Su Wanwan followed the teachers to the office. The next day in class, the homeroom teacher announced the disciplinary decisions. Liu Ruyan would be suspended temporarily, then return to take the college entrance exam. After all, the college entrance exam was a pivotal moment in life. The school could not deny any student the right to take it. Besides, Liu Ruyan was still a minor, so her punishment was comparatively lenient. As for the school's decision, you had no objections. As long as Liu Ruyan was not at school, nothing like this would happen again. And after the entrance exam, everyone would apply to different universities. It would be even less likely that you would end up together. Besides, you could tell Liu Ruyan had no real remorse. Su Wanwan received a major demerit. Until the entrance exam, all restroom cleaning would be her responsibility. That serious mark from the school would remain in her permanent record for life. While Liu Ruyan was away from school, the world before you seemed much brighter. Whenever Su Wanwan saw you or Mikai, she avoided you. Perhaps she felt guilty over what happened. These days, you and Mikai lived in peace. Every day was spent in class or tutoring. Beiking's grades were doing just as well. Before long, the day before the entrance exam arrived, the blackboard was filled with the teacher's wishes for every student. Everyone looked thrilled and excited. The teachers even gave you a day off. You, Mikai, and Beixing arranged to have a meal together. Did you not just eat? You are eating again? Beixing pursed his lips at Mikai's words. So, what if I love food? I like it. Mikai looked at Beixing with smug pride. If we eat, We eat together. What is the fun in eating alone? Beixing gave a wry smile. So the three of you kept eating, drinking, and having fun. It was already past 10 when you got home, but that was exactly what you wanted. The moment your father saw you, he asked, "Son, do you have a girl you like? Were you out having fun with your sweetheart?" But after asking, your father suddenly remembered something. Wait, that is not right. You went out with Beixing and Mikai this morning. His eyes were filled with confusion. Could it be that you really like Mikai? If that is true, that would be wonderful. You two have been childhood sweethearts, growing up side by side. He also worked with Mikai's father and knew he was an excellent man. You quickly cut off his speculation. Dad, can you stop making things up? A girl's reputation matters. Can you rein in your gossiping? If I really start dating someone, I will definitely tell you both. Do not worry. Then you turn to your mother. And Mom, you may not be saying anything, but your eyes have given you away. Could you not be so excited? And stop being so nosy. You shrugged helplessly. At that, your mother pretended to be hurt. Son, that is not fair. When your father talks, you say he should not gossip. When I say nothing, you blame my eyes. You really do not love your mother anymore. Now that you have a girl you like, you do not love Mom. Your mother kept teasing you with a smile. Son, you have changed your heart. At least you have good taste. Your helpless expression made her want to laugh. Mom, who exactly are you mocking with all that sarcasm? It sounds a little strange. Can you just be normal? You shrugged helplessly. But your father did not like hearing you speak to your mother that way. You little brat. Is that any way to talk to your mother? This boy is getting out of hand. How dare you speak to your own mother like that? Dad, love has completely clouded your judgment. Everything Mom says is right to you. You rolled your eyes. You really could not believe your father. He spoiled his wife beyond reason. Your father grew even more displeased. Is my wife not your mother? Should you not cherish your mother too? When you marry and find someone you love, you will probably be even worse than me. You actually dare mock your father? I am exactly what you will become. He gave you a defiant glare. You did not want to argue with him anymore. I am going upstairs. With that, you went upstairs to sleep. Early the next morning, you all grabbed your admission tickets and hurried to school. Today was the most important day, the most important exam of every student's life, a turning point in life. The entire city felt quiet and peaceful. You and Mikai were assigned to the same exam room. Beiking's exam room was next door. The three of you encouraged one another, then went to wait at your assigned rooms. Soon, the exam bell rang. Everyone looked solemn. Though they appeared calm and focused, most of them were panicking inside. After all, this was the most important exam. If they failed it, it could affect the rest of their lives. But you were not particularly nervous. You had already experienced the college entrance exam once. Besides, you had endured so much in your previous life. Your heart had long since become steadier. Mikai looked back at you. Seeing how calm and composed you were, she finally breathed a sigh of relief. She had worried nerves would make you perform poorly. She knew this mattered deeply to you. You had worked hard for 3 months, all for this day. So she kept watching your condition, noticing her gaze. You gave her an okay sign. The morning exam ended quickly. At lunch, you happened to run into Ruyan and Su Wan. The two only glanced in your direction. Their expressions were unpleasant, but they did not come over to cause trouble. Beixing watched them leave, puzzled. Something is off about Ruyan. She seems to know better than before. If this were before, she would have rushed over to confront you again. Mikai spoke up in confusion too. She does seem different. Maybe because it is the day of the entrance exam. She does not want to cause trouble for everyone. In Mikai's view, Ruyan was not truly a bad person. Rather, it was because she loved you so deeply that she did some excessive things. What happened last time had hurt Mikai too, but she knew people made mistakes when acting on impulse. Of course, she still could not forgive Ruyan. You merely replied calmly, "Let us hope so." You did not want to dwell on Ruyan, because to you, once it is over, there is no point clinging to each other. This idea of becoming friends and getting close again was complete nonsense. If that happened, it would make you deeply uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Su Wan also found it strange. Ruyan was acting oddly today. Su Wan was no fool. She could see the way you treated Mikai. So, no matter how her best friend Ruyan interfered, she was only hurting herself. Before Su Wan could think further, Ruyan suddenly looked up and asked Wan, am I really that terrible? Am I not good enough for Yunmo? Her voice was filled with disappointment. For some reason, whenever she saw you and Mikai together, you always seemed so perfect for each other. While staying home these past days, she studied and thought about many things. She realized just how much she cared about you. Without realizing it, she had fallen in love with you. She just had not been willing to admit it. Su Wan quickly comforted her. Ruyan, it is a good thing that you can let this go. Once we start college, we will have new lives. Then you may realize, Yunmo was only someone passing through your life. Ruyan was deeply moved. Thank you for always comforting me and for doing so much for me. I used to be so arrogant. I never noticed or respected anyone around me. But after all this, I finally understand that I was the most ridiculous one of all. Liu Ryan's lips curved slightly, forming a pale smile. Su Wanwan quickly objected. No, you are wonderful just as you are. You do not need to think so poorly of yourself. You are so beautiful, and you have a great figure. And beyond that, your grades are excellent. So many boys like you. You have just lost your way lately. Hearing that, Liu Ryan seemed relieved. Thank you, Wanwan. I understand. She had always been sarcastic towards Su Wanwan. Only now did she understand that in her hardest, most painful moments, only Su Wanwan stayed by her side and comforted her. Only then did she understand how precious true affection was. Those people around her before had never been sincere. Su Wanwan was the only one who truly cared. No matter the trouble, Su Wanwan always helped her. Yet she felt deeply conflicted. It was because of Su Wanwan that she had that kind of encounter with Fang Yuan. Every time she thought of it, resentment filled her heart. Yet there was nothing she could do. What was done could not be undone. And because of it, Fang Yuan kept harassing and threatening her, driving her mad. She felt torn and lost. She did not know how to face Wanwan. I am happy to see that you have let it go too. If you have any trouble, tell me. I will do everything I can to help you solve it. We are best friends, like sisters, are we not? Su Wanwan said with a happy nod. Seeing Liu Ryan finally at peace, Su Wanwan was truly overjoyed. She believed the radiant Liu Ryan from before would surely return. Come on, eat. How else will we face the next exam? You can do it, Liu Ryan said, looking at Su Wanwan. But just then, someone walked over carrying a tray of food. Liu Ryan's face darkened the moment she saw him. Why is it him? Damn it. Fang Yuan, you eat in the cafeteria too? Su Wanwan looked up and saw Fang Yuan smiling, but her eyes were full of confusion. She remembered that Fang Yuan never ate in the school cafeteria. Why was he here today? Then she looked at Liu Ryan beside her and instantly understood. Fang Yuan had liked Liu Ryan for a long time. He had pursued her relentlessly. But then Yun Mo appeared. Wary of Yun Mo, Fang Yuan stopped pestering Liu Ryan. Fang Yuan had even treated them to dinner before. Thinking Liu Ryan was in low spirits, Su Wanwan had put in a few good words for Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan showing up was a good thing. What better way to cheer up someone heartbroken than to quickly fall for another boy? And here he was. So Su Wanwan looked at Fang Yuan as if he were her savior. I do not usually eat in the cafeteria, but Ryan is here, so I wanted to eat with her. Besides, the entrance exam is almost here. I am just doing what is convenient. Really, I had not seen Ryan in a long time, so I missed her. What happened before was my fault. I did not find out sooner, so I could not help you. I am sorry, Fang Yuan said with a smile, his eyes full of apology. No matter what, Liu Ryan was one of his own in his heart. Naturally, he wanted to protect her. He would not stand for others bullying one of his own. Besides, he still had feelings for Liu Ryan. Thank you. No need. I will handle my own affairs. I do not need anyone's help. Besides, I truly was the one at fault. I am simply accepting my punishment. Liu Ryan answered coldly. She did not even look up at Fang Yuan. She could not help it. She loathed Fang Yuan to the core. She could not bear to see his face. She truly did not know how Fang Yuan could do it. How he could treat her that way and do such things, then threaten her, yet still stand before her with that smug smile, claiming that he cared about her. What a beast in human skin. How laughable. If loving someone means hurting them, then that love is not worth cherishing, nor is it worth holding on to. At that thought, her heart clenched painfully. Had she not once been exactly like Fang Yuan? Pitiful, tragic, and hateful. At that thought, her face turned even paler. Only then did she realize that she and Fang Yuan were cut from the same cloth. She, too, had been hurting the person she loved. I see. Then sit down and eat with us. You still have an exam soon. Seeing Liu Ryan's troubled expression, Su Wanwan stepped in to ease the tension. She did not know why Liu Ryan hated Fang Yuan so much, or why she was so cold that she would not even look at him. But regardless, leaving Fang Yuan standing there with his tray was certainly awkward. They were all classmates, and they had eaten together before. Of course, Su Wanwan did not think much of it. But what she did not know was, when Liu Ryan heard Su Wanwan invite Fang Yuan to sit down, a cold glint flashed in her eyes. As for Liu Ryan's attitude, Fang Yuan had long grown used to it. He did not take it to heart. He was generous with those he considered his own. She was a girl, after all. A little temper was perfectly normal. Over the course of that one meal, Su Wanwan and Fang Yuan chatted happily. Liu Ryan, meanwhile, kept giving him cold looks. Of course, it was not because Su Wanwan was enjoying her conversation with Fang Yuan. She was only this way toward Fang Yuan. To her, Fang Yuan was a scheming man, a hypocrite hiding behind a respectable face, always plotting against others. Someone like that disgusted her. Worst of all, she could not outmaneuver him. It left her frustrated and disgusted. Fang Yuan would occasionally raise his brows at Liu Ryan His provocative look irritated her even more. Fang Yuan had deliberately appeared before her. She also feared Fang Yuan might reveal their shameful affair. The thought made her body go cold. What if Yuan Mo found out? So even though the food tasted like nothing, she lowered her head and ate without hesitation. Fang Yuan seemed to notice this as well. He stood and walked straight over to you. Yuan Mo, you seem different lately. Have you really given up on Liu Ruyan? But that is fine. You gave her up. So, I have another chance. I still like Liu Ruyan very much. Standing beside the table, Fang Yuan looked at you and smiled. His eyes were full of mockery. Though he did not know why you had suddenly given up on Liu Ruyan, all that mattered was that he now had a chance. Without you as a rival, he felt it would be easier to pursue Liu Ruyan. Besides, Liu Ruyan was already his. He had come here so Liu Ruyan could see and understand that you were not worth loving. He had another purpose as well. The cafeteria was crowded right now. Was he not also staking his claim? He wanted everyone to know you had given up Liu Ruyan and that he was now the one pursuing her. He wanted them to know that he had remained devoted to Liu Ruyan, while you were the one who gave up and changed your heart, and he wanted to leave you no room for regret. Your gaze turned icy. Pursuing her is your business. You do not need to tell me. There was a trace of contempt in your voice. Is that so? I remember you used to like her a lot, so I only came to let you know. Fang Yuan spoke casually. He gave a shrug. His relaxed manner was rather surprising. You know that was in the past. People change, do they not? Besides, I pursued her for so long, and she never agreed. That means she clearly does not care about me. Why should I keep desperately chasing her? People, you cannot spend your life groveling after someone. Love that comes too late is worth nothing. You spoke slowly, your face still cold. Yuan Mo, you had better remember what you said today. Do not turn back. Fang Yuan warned you with a twisted expression. He did not care what you meant by those words, nor did he want to think too deeply about them. Either way, he had achieved his goal. When Liu Ruyan heard your words, her heart felt riddled with wounds. Her eyes brimmed with sorrow. She should have known long ago. She simply had refused to face reality. She had still fantasized that one day, you would truly regret it and accept her. But now, she no longer deserved it. At this thought, a bitter smile touched Liu Ruyan's lips. It was too late after all. The two of you can never be together. Liu Ruyan lowered her head and ate. Tears welled in her eyes. By then, Fang Yuan had also sat down at the table. Looking at Liu Ruyan across from him, he felt unsettled too. Did you hear what he said? If you are willing to be with me sincerely, I will treat you better than he ever did. Fang Yuan spoke carefully. His voice was quiet, but Su Wanwan beside him heard it too. She looked at Fang Yuan in surprise. She understood the thoughtfulness behind what Fang Yuan was doing. But could Fang Yuan's sincerity really reach Liu Ruyan? She hoped Fang Yuan's presence could heal Liu Ruyan's wounds. Yet Liu Ruyan still ignored Fang Yuan. She merely sneered and continued eating. Her attitude said it all. Seeing this, Su Wanwan could only sigh. Her dear friend was truly fortunate, yet also deeply unfortunate, and Liu Ruyan was so stubborn, no one could persuade her otherwise. She would keep going until she hit a wall, never looking back. Your appearance was the wall she crashed into, but by the time she turned back, it was too late. And so, on the first day after the college entrance exams ended, the homeroom teacher invited everyone to a hot pot gathering. You sat together with me, Kai, Bei King, and the others. Everyone was having a wonderful time. But Liu Ruyan wore a cold expression. She kept glancing toward you from afar. Yet you never gave her so much as a glance. Though she knew you no longer loved her, and no longer held her in your heart, she still could not stop herself from looking at you. She still clung to a sliver of hope. There would not be many more gatherings like this. They might never all be together again. You chatted with me, Kai. Bei King chatted with another girl. No one knew what they were talking about. As she watched everyone smiling brightly, she alone seemed completely out of place. In the end, Liu Ruyan stood up and went outside for some peace and quiet. She had barely stepped out when she ran into Fang Yuan coming out of the next room. Fang Yuan had been drinking, and his face was slightly flushed, but his gaze toward Liu Ruyan was exceptionally gentle. Ruyan, I never expected to run into you here. This is wonderful. Fang Yuan approached her with a broad smile. Liu Ruyan said little, only responding faintly. Fang Yuan's manner made her uncomfortable. She frowned slightly. Fang Yuan paid no heed to Liu Ruyan's distant attitude. Instead, he was happy and excited to see her. Move. What are you doing? Liu Ruyan looked at Fang Yuan standing before her. The tenderness in his eyes made her deeply uncomfortable. Ruyan, I truly like you. Why are you always so cold and indifferent toward me? Could you like me, even just a little? That alone would make me happy. Fang Yuan spoke slowly. His eyes were full of sorrow as he looked at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan frowned upon hearing Fang Yuan's words. This man must truly be drunk. I have never liked you, not once. Feelings are not something you can force into existence. I have no feelings for you at all. So stop wasting your time on me. Let us put the past behind us. Pretend it never happened. As long as you stop bothering me, we can still be good friends. Liu Ruyan said coldly. Of course, She only said this to placate Fang Yuan, so he would reveal something about what had happened between them. Being friends was impossible. How could she be friends with someone who had hurt her? That was impossible. You must have liked me before. Am I really that much worse than Yunmo? Why can you like Yunmo, but not me? I am outstanding too. What will it take for you to face reality and finally see that I exist? Fang Yuan grabbed Liu Ruyan by both shoulders and kept shaking her. He spoke with overwhelming agitation. He was going crazy. The girl he loved was right in front of him, yet her eyes still held no place for him. Why? Had she not once looked down on Yunmo too? Yet because Yunmo gave her up and changed his heart, she was the one desperately clinging to Yunmo. But what about him? Perhaps it was the alcohol, but the sorrow in his heart was magnified beyond measure. He suddenly pulled Liu Ruyan into his arms, lowered his head, and kissed her. No, I do not care. Liu Ruyan can only be mine. Her body and her heart can only belong to me. Fang Yuan's actions made Liu Ruyan's eyes widen in shock. When she came to her senses, she realized he was kissing her. She struggled for a long time, but could not break free from his hold. Her eyes were filled with humiliation and fury. Why did this man always bully her like this? She clearly did not want this. Why did he love forcing others so much? Fang Yuan seemed to sense that the woman in his arms had stopped struggling. His movements became gentler and slower. With his eyes closed, he kept kissing Liu Ruyan's red lips. Then Liu Ruyan violently shoved Fang Yuan away. Get away from me. She roughly raised a hand and wiped her mouth. Liu Ruyan's reaction startled Fang Yuan. He stared blankly at Liu Ruyan's reddened eyes. Had he gone too far? Just then, two of Fang Yuan's classmates came out. Oh my god, this is intense. Fang Yuan actually dared to kiss Liu Ruyan. They had long known Fang Yuan liked Liu Ruyan, but never expected him to be so bold. Seeing Liu Ruyan's red eyes and aggrieved expression, they'd have felt Fang Yuan had gone too far. No matter what, he should not bully a girl. They could only sigh. They had never imagined they would witness such a scene. At that moment, Liu Ruyan saw them as well. She immediately turned and ran outside. Fang Yuan instantly ran after her. Beside a large tree outside, Fang Yuan, how can you act like this? Was once or twice not enough? What do I, Liu Ruyan, possibly owe you? Why do you keep harassing me? Ruyan, I was wrong. I should not have bullied you. Fang Yuan had sobered up by then. He also felt he had been too impulsive. He had thought he only wanted to toy with her, but he had not expected to truly like her so much. Otherwise, how could seeing Liu Ruyan love Yunmo so deeply have made him so crazed and jealous? But after hearing him, Liu Ruyan's eyes grew colder still. To shake Fang Yuan off, she ran straight into the road. But just then, a car came speeding toward her. Ruyan. Fang Yuan's face turned deathly pale at the sight. Liu Ruyan froze in terror where she stood. The next second, she collapsed. Soon, the two arrived at the hospital. Fortunately, the car had braked in time. Liu Ruyan had only fainted from fright. Fang Yuan breathed a sigh of relief when he learned this. He took out his phone and notified Liu Ruyan's parents. But he did not tell them she had nearly been hit by a car. He only said he was taking her away for a few days. Not only that, he transferred tens of thousands of yuan to Liu Ruyan's parents. He knew Liu Ruyan's parents cared only about money, so he knew they would certainly agree as soon as he asked. That only made him pity Liu Ruyan even more. Fang Yuan looked at the still unconscious Liu Ruyan. Living in a family like that must have been exhausting for her. Liu Ruyan's parents favored sons over daughters. They also had a younger son in kindergarten. They spoiled that younger son, but they neglected Liu Ruyan, their daughter. They even wanted her to quit school early and work to support the family. They were so greedy for money that they let their daughter go away with another boy for days, without caring about her reputation or honor. But what did that matter? It was precisely because of that he could control Liu Ruyan so easily. In any case, Liu Ruyan would never escape him. Before long, Liu Ruyan slowly woke up. She looked around at the unfamiliar surroundings, completely confused. Is this a hospital? Who brought me here? I think I nearly got hit by a car just now. Before Liu Ruyan could think further, the door opened. Fang Yuan walked in carrying hot water. A flash of terror crossed her eyes. Her face instantly turned pale. Why are you here too? As she spoke, Liu Ruyan threw back the blanket to get out of bed, but Fang Yuan stopped her at once. What are you doing? Do you know you nearly got hit by a car? You need to stay for tests, to see if there are any after effects. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? I have already told your parents. I said I was taking you out for a few days. Do not worry. They do not know you nearly had an accident. You can stay here safely for a few days. Once the test results show you are fine, it will not be too late to go home. Fang Yuan gripped her arm and spoke sternly. This woman was unbelievable. Did she really care so little about her health and safety? He had been terrified just moments ago. He was truly afraid that something terrible might happen to Liu Ruyan. But seeing how fiercely Liu Ruyan resisted him, his heart ached beyond words. Did she really not want to see him that badly? Was she really so afraid of him that she did not want him near her? If Yunmo were standing here instead, would she rush over and embrace him, telling Yunmo of her pain and her feelings? The thought made Fang Yuan even more jealous. But then Ruyan suddenly shouted at Fang Yuan, "I do not want to be here. I want to go home, and I do not want to see you." She glared at Fang Yuan, her eyes blazing red. "I nearly got into an accident because of you. Is that not true? Who told you to do that to me? Who told you to bully me? Who told you to chase after me?" Ryan's heart was full of grievance and hatred. If it were not for Fang Yuan, her life would still be on track. But now, not only had her life been thrown into chaos, Fang Yuan was humiliating her with his money, yet she had no way to fight back. Fang Yuan, however, did not think he was wrong. Instead, he tried to reason with her. "Yes, I was wrong. I am the one who put you through this. So, you should listen to me even more. Besides, I am worried about you too. You should not treat me like this." Fang Yuan's tone suddenly hardened, filled with fierce possessiveness. Ryan, let me tell you this. You are mine now. You and him will never be together in this lifetime. Give up on that idea. Then Fang Yuan brought up Ryan's parents again. "And your parents love money so much. If I gave them a sum of money to make them agree to let you go with me, do you think they would agree? Do not force me to do that. I do not want to force you." Hearing this, Ryan sat frozen on the hospital bed in fear. After thinking for a long time, she finally looked up at Fang Yuan. "I will do as you say. I will behave. But remember this. You must keep your word. Otherwise, we can both go down together." With that, she gently pushed Fang Yuan away. She lay back down and pretended to be asleep. She truly did not want to look at Fang Yuan again, much less say another word to him. She had had enough. She only hoped to escape this misery as soon as possible. In the blink of an eye, more than 2 months passed. Today was university registration day. As freshmen, you also had to attend military training early. You, Bei King, and Mi Kai had been admitted to the same university. Unexpectedly, Ryan had enrolled at the same university too. Naturally, Fang Yuan was there as well. Even so, your departments were quite far apart. You majored in computer science. Mi Kai majored in finance. Bei King chose zoology. Bei King loved animals and wanted to work with them in the future. Ryan entered the acting department, planning to enter the entertainment industry. No one knew how Fang Yuan won Ryan over. In any case, the two eventually became a couple. Fang Yuan also used his family's resources to launch Ryan's acting career. But once Ryan had established herself in the industry, she turned around and dumped Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan clung to her relentlessly again, causing her all kinds of trouble. The two remained trapped in a destructive cycle of love and rivalry. Meanwhile, you, Bei King, and Mi Kai peacefully enjoyed your university years. On Valentine's Day, you prepared many surprises for Mi Kai. You decided to confess your feelings to her that day. You arranged to meet by the river, talking about the past and reminiscing about your happy high school days. Just then, fireworks suddenly burst across the sky. Mi Kai held her face in her hands and watched the fireworks overhead. Her eyes were full of admiration. "They are so beautiful. I wonder who is setting them off. But it is Valentine's Day. There must be many people confessing today. Maybe someone prepared these fireworks for a confession." Watching her, you spoke softly. "Silly girl, happy Valentine's Day." Then you said with complete sincerity, "Will you be my girlfriend? Thank you for staying by my side all these years, for caring for me when I was helpless and struggling most. We have been childhood sweethearts from the start. I am truly lucky to have the chance to be with you. Let me take care of you for the rest of my life. Will you?" Then, seemingly from nowhere, you brought out a bouquet of roses. You dropped to one knee before Mi Kai, your eyes full of devotion. Mi Kai covered her mouth in surprise. Her eyes were filled with emotion. She never imagined the fireworks were meant for her. The person she loved was confessing to her. She had waited for this confession for so long. You had always protected her as children. Your image had always remained in her mind. She had loved you ever since then. Seeing you kneel so solemnly before her, she felt both moved and overjoyed. "Get up. Quickly. I accept. You will always be my brother Yunmo. Do you remember when we played house as children? I always said I wanted to be your wife. I have wanted to be with you ever since then. And when you liked someone else before, I was heartbroken, but I still supported you, because you will always be my brother Yunmo. Now I finally have the chance to make you happy. It is truly an honor." Tears slid from the corners of Mi Kai's eyes. She had never been as happy as she was today. Her long wait had finally been worth it. Seeing this, you shouted joyfully, "That is wonderful. We will be together forever and ever." As you spoke, you pulled Mi Kai tightly into your arms. Your heart overflowed with sweetness. Meanwhile, not far away, Bei King and another girl watched you both with silly grins. Bei King even captured the moment on camera and posted it on the university forum. It was soon liked and shared by many people. Ryan saw the post too. They really did end up together. That kind of love was truly enviable and especially romantic. At that moment, the pretty girl beside Bei King spoke up. She looked at Bei King, her face full of curiosity. Beiking, what kind of girl do you like? Or rather, is there a girl you like? Beiking rolled his eyes at her. Come on, Chu Rainin, why do you think about this stuff all day? This girl was curious about absolutely everything. Then Beiking deliberately teased her. Wait, no. Didn't you say you were taking me as your big brother? You should call me brother. You cannot just call me Beiking. As he spoke, he reached over and ruffled Chu Rainin's hair. His thoughts drifted back to the start of university. Chu Rainin had been bullied then. Beiking happened to see it and stepped in to help. After that, she kept calling Beiking her brother. His thoughts returned to the present. Chu Rainin huffed defiantly. And you still want me to call you brother? I ask you one little question, and you will not tell me. I am not calling you that. Then she smiled at Beiking again. Just tell me, what kind of girl do you like? Or is there someone you like? Look, your buddy has already found true love. What about you? Chu Rainin seemed to have some little scheme in mind. Beiking thought for a moment. There is no girl I like, but I think the kind of girl I might like would be gentle and sunny, with a great figure. As he spoke, he let his imagination run wild. As long as she is wonderful in every way. Chu Rainin rolled her eyes. I asked what kind of girl you like. I did not ask you to make a wish list. Can you be a little realistic? These days, you guys are lucky if any girl will date you. And you have all these demands. Keep it up, and you will end up an old bachelor. Beiking was a little annoyed by that. Watch how you talk. I am your big brother, you know. But Chu Rainin refused to back down. Sorry, you are not my actual brother. Beiking retorted helplessly. A brother by choice is still a brother. You need to get your straight. Over the past few months, Beiking had come to know Chu Rainin's personality well. She had also learned his temperament inside and out. That was why she dared speak to him like this. Alright, let us not third wheel here. Let them have some time alone. Come eat with your big brother. With that, Beiking took Chu Rainin's hand and led her toward the square. Chu Rainin immediately perked up. Sure, I am hungry too. Brother, you are treating, right? As she spoke, Chu Rainin stuck out her tongue. Her playful, adorable expression made it impossible for Beiking to stay mad at her. Fine, I will treat. The moment food comes up, you call me brother. You are such an ungrateful